You're lying! I am not!
Sometimes the world of the dead, the world of the living.
What do you want? Children!
A thick silence surrounds a large, isolated mansion standing on a fog-covered island, far from busy towns and crowded cities. The house appears beautiful yet strangely unsettling, as if time itself has slowed within its walls. Inside this quiet home lives a deeply protective mother named Grace Stewart, portrayed by Nicole Kidman. Grace lives with her two young children, Anne and Nicholas, in a world defined by strict routines, dim lighting, and carefully controlled spaces. Their lives are shaped by a mysterious medical condition affecting the children, one that prevents them from being exposed to direct sunlight. Because of this condition, every room inside the mansion must remain dark, with thick curtains covering every window to block even the smallest beam of light. Grace enforces strict rules throughout the house to protect her children. Doors must always remain locked, and no door can be opened until the previous one is securely closed. This unusual routine creates an environment that feels more like a carefully sealed labyrinth than a normal home. Despite the heavy atmosphere, Grace believes she is doing everything necessary to keep her children safe from harm. The mansion itself carries the weight of history. Its large hallways echo with every step, and its tall ceilings make even small noises sound distant and mysterious. Outside, dense fog often blankets the surrounding landscape, hiding the rest of the island from view. The isolation makes the family feel cut off from the outside world, especially during a time when the world beyond the island is recovering from the devastating events of war. Grace's husband left long ago to fight in the war and has not returned, leaving her alone to care for the children and maintain the house. The absence of news from him has created uncertainty and quiet sadness within the family. Grace continues hoping that one day he will return home, bringing a sense of normalcy back into their lives. One morning, 3 new servants arrive at the mansion seeking employment. The group consists of an elderly woman named Mrs. Mills, a quiet gardener named Mr. Tuttle, and a younger woman named Lydia who rarely speaks. Mrs. Mills, played by Fionnuala Flanagan, appears kind and confident, assuring Grace that they have experience caring for large homes like this one. With the previous servants having disappeared without explanation, Grace decides to hire the new staff to help maintain the property. From the moment the servants begin their work, subtle changes occur in the atmosphere of the house. Strange sounds occasionally echo through empty rooms, and certain doors are sometimes found open even though Grace insists they were closed earlier. At first, these small disturbances seem harmless, possibly the result of confusion or simple mistakes. However, the children soon begin noticing things that cannot easily be explained. Anne, the older child portrayed by Alakina Mann, claims that she has seen unfamiliar people inside the house. She describes a young boy who sometimes appears in different rooms, watching silently before disappearing. Nicholas, played by James Bentley, becomes frightened by the idea that strangers might be wandering through their home. Grace dismisses these claims at first, believing that Anne may simply be imagining things. The house is large and full of shadows, and children often invent stories when they feel lonely or bored. Yet Anne continues insisting that the boy is real and that other figures sometimes appear nearby. As days pass, the strange events become more difficult to ignore. Mysterious footsteps echo through the upper floors even when everyone is accounted for. Curtains sometimes move as though touched by unseen hands. On several occasions, the piano begins playing faint notes even though no one is sitting near it. Grace begins questioning the servants, wondering if one of them may be responsible for the disturbances. But Mrs. Mills calmly insists that the house itself may hold memories from the past. Her words suggest that the mansion might be more complicated than it first appears. One afternoon, Grace hears loud footsteps above her head and rushes upstairs, convinced that someone has entered the house. When she reaches the rooms above, she finds furniture moved from its usual positions and curtains suddenly pulled open, allowing dangerous sunlight to spill inside. Panicked for her children's safety, she quickly restores the darkness and searches desperately for whoever might have caused it. The unsettling experiences continue growing stronger. Anne becomes more certain that the mysterious boy she sees is real. She even claims to have spoken with him. According to her description, the boy says that this house belongs to his family and that they have lived there for a long time. These conversations frighten Nicholas, who begins sleeping beside his sister for comfort. Grace grows increasingly anxious as the unexplained events escalate around them. At the same time, Mrs. Mills appears strangely calm about everything happening inside the mansion. She often hints that the world may not always be as simple as it seems. Her calm attitude makes Grace uneasy, as though the servant knows something she refuses to reveal. The fog surrounding the house grows thicker with each passing day, isolating the family even more. When Grace attempts to leave the property in search of help, she finds herself disoriented within the mist, unable to locate the road that leads away from the mansion. The island feels like a maze that refuses to let its inhabitants escape. Inside the house, the disturbances reach a terrifying level. Loud banging sounds shake the walls late at night. Whispering voices echo through empty hallways. Objects appear in different locations without explanation, as if unseen residents are moving through the mansion freely. Grace becomes determined to uncover the truth. She begins searching through old documents and photographs connected to the house, hoping to learn more about its past. What she discovers hints at a complicated history involving previous residents and unexplained events that occurred long before her family arrived. Meanwhile, Anne grows increasingly confident that the people she sees are not imaginary. She describes them with surprising detail, insisting that they seem just as confused about the situation as the Stewart family. As tensions build, Grace struggles to maintain control of the household. Fear begins influencing every decision she makes, and the house that once felt like a safe refuge now feels like a trap filled with hidden watchers. Eventually, the truth behind the strange events begins revealing itself in a shocking way. The boundary between the living world and another unseen reality appears to be far thinner than anyone inside the house realized. The mansion holds secrets that challenge everything Grace believes about life, death, and existence itself. The final revelations change the entire understanding of what has been happening within the mansion. What once seemed like a haunting by unknown spirits becomes something far more complex and emotionally devastating. As the truth emerges, the family must confront the reality of their situation and accept that the world is not divided as clearly as they once believed. The Quiet Island mansion becomes a place where two realities exist side by side, each unaware of the other for far too long. In the end, the story reveals that fear often grows from misunderstanding. The shadows that once seemed filled with terrifying ghosts are connected to a deeper mystery about memory, loss, and acceptance. The mansion remains standing in the fog, silent and timeless, holding the echoes of everything that happened within its walls. And the people who once feared the darkness begin realizing that sometimes the greatest mysteries are not the ones hidden in the shadows, but the ones hidden within the truth itself. Within the truth itself.